LEGO Worlds is an incredible game. It's like having an endless bucket of Legos. You can build a huge castle or a small house in the clouds. Learn how to design and create your own world with me in this tutorial series. Become a master designer/builder. Hi, my name's Brandon, and I am designer/gamer. I have a degree in interior design, but I've been designing and gaming my whole life. I used to design and build miniature cities using Legos and other materials as a kid. Now, with LEGO Worlds, I have an endless bucket of Legos to design and create my own world. In this series, you'll learn how to design and build many different architectural styles. We'll cover lighting, furnishing, and decorating, interior and exterior spaces. We'll build castles, dungeons, bridges, skyscrapers, and even a spaceship. So get your game ready and follow along. In this episode, we're going to learn how to use the building and landscape tools. This is Max. Max is a construction worker. He's going to help us get comfortable with the tools. First, let's talk about settings. So, what you want to do is you want to make sure you click on this little eye down here. This way, no matter what platform you're on, if you're using Wii or if you're using PS4, PC, those controls are all going to be different. So make sure you have that up so you know how to use the tools. Now that we've done that, we're going to press escape and we're going to go into settings. The first thing we want to check is camera and access settings. The camera mode should be set to track and zoom. That makes building easier. Okay, Max, go ahead and bring up the game wheel. Here we've got all of our different tools. We have the free build tool, which we'll be using mostly, the landscape tool, the copy tool, the build tool, the paint tool, and the discovery tool. All of these tools are actually also included in the free build tool. So let's go ahead and click on the free build tool. Now in here, you can place characters, creatures, vehicles, objects, brick builds, or you can use any one of the tools that we just mentioned. Click the build tool. Next, click bricks and colors. In here, you will find all of the available bricks that you can build. If you're playing in sandbox mode, you'll be able to use any one of these. If you're playing in adventure mode, you'll need to unlock each of the bricks either by finding them in treasure chests or tracking down those pesky trouble makers. At the top, you'll see all the different types of bricks. First, we have regular bricks, then we have plates, then tiles, then slopes, then fixtures and fittings, and colors. Let's start with a simple 2x4 brick. Click it to select it. You can press tab or click this button here to unpin so that you have more room to see what you're building. Use the right mouse button to zoom around so you can see better, and use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Pay close attention to what the brick outline is doing, and you can also see the shadow on the ground. The shadow shows you where the brick will land. If you need to move the brick up or down, you can use right shift or right control on PC. For example, pressing right shifts raise the brick up. Now if you look down below, you can see the shadow. That way you know where you are placing the brick in space. It's very helpful when you're building next to other objects. Right control lowers the brick back down, and if you keep pressing it, it will drop as far down as it can. Left click to place the brick. If you've placed the brick in the wrong place, you can press the Z key to undo. You can press the R key to rotate the brick. If you want to place multiple bricks in a straight line, place the first brick and while holding down the left mouse button, also press the Shift key and then drag your mouse along the axis. In this case, we're dragging along the green axis. Keep dragging until you are done. You cannot place bricks outside of the view. If I try to do that, watch what happens. If you want to place more bricks, you'll have to zoom out. Remember, you can only place bricks within the screen. It will not scroll for you. While placing bricks, pay close attention to this button here. Right now I have the axis locked to X and Z, which means I can only drag bricks in either of those directions. If I want to drag the bricks up, I'm going to change this to X and Y. Then I can click, hold the Shift key, and drag the bricks up. Pay close attention to what the white outline is doing. When you place a brick, it may not be perfectly lined up. When in doubt, use the right mouse button to zoom around and make sure that it's been placed properly. If you can't place the brick just right, you may have to rotate or change your view to get a different angle. Let's talk about the settings over here to the right. We talked about changing the axis. Now let's talk about overlap. Right now, overlap is turned off. This means that when I drag bricks, they will automatically stop at other bricks. They won't go any further. This means that you'll be left with spaces at the bottom, where the bricks you're building run into other bricks that are already there. If you turn overlap on, you'll be able to keep dragging even below bricks that have already been placed. Click with your left mouse button, hold shift, and then drag. You'll notice that you can keep going. The game will continue to place bricks as you drag. This is very useful for filling up small spaces. Let's talk about pick mode. Pick mode is the little eyedropper right up here. You can use this to copy a brick. Click the eyedropper and then find the brick that you want to select. Once you click it, you can place it. It will not pick up the color of the brick, only the shape and size. Notice that when I'm placing this brick here, there are blue lines in other bricks, and it looks like this brick is trying to get inside of those. That is because overlap is still turned on. If you turn it off, it will only let you place these bricks on top of other bricks. Let's talk about virtual floor. Right now, virtual floor is turned off. If you click this button, it will turn on virtual floor. Your brick will be centered on the virtual floor. Use the middle mouse button to raise or lower the virtual floor. Once you click, your brick will be placed on the virtual floor. Let's talk about drag select. Drag select is basically the copy tool. Once you click it, you're going to click once with your left mouse button, keep holding, and then drag. Once you have the area that you want to copy, you let go of the mouse button, and then you drag upwards. Click the left mouse button once again to select it. From this point, you can press copy or you can delete it. We're going to copy it. Pressing copy allows you to place an exact copy of what you just built. This is really useful when you're building a large section of a building or multiple pieces of a bridge. Sometimes it can be difficult to line it up. You may want to rotate your view until you get it just right. You can also use the drag select tool to delete. Let's say I don't like this portion. Click your left mouse button, hold, drag the area that you want to delete, let go, and then drag upwards. With this button here, I can delete that whole section. Alright Max, let's talk about the paint tool. The paint tool is right up here next to the build tool. So we're going to click that. Over here, you get paint and brushes. On the left side are colors and materials, and on the right side are brushes. You can do a hard brush or a soft brush in a square shape or a circular shape. Let's see what happens when we do a hard brush. The hard brush will paint exactly that color on those bricks selected. All of those bricks will be that one color. The soft brush will create a gradient of colors. Let's say you want to paint just one brick. The Q and the E buttons will help you resize the brush. If you want to paint something really big, you keep pressing E until you get a really big brush size. Let's say you want to paint just one brick. Press Q until you see just one single brick highlighted. Left click and then you've painted that one brick. There are many colors and materials to choose from. Some of the materials have a gradient of colors while others are solid colors. Some of them are transparent, others glow, and some of them have dangerous properties like lava. Watch what happens when we paint lava below this astronaut. Max, you are doing a great job at showing these nice people how to use the tools in LEGO Worlds. So let's pull up the game wheel. So we've talked about the copy tool, the build tool, the paint tool. Now let's talk about the landscape tool. It's the little green guy right here, so go ahead and click on that. In this menu we have add or remove, raise and lower, flatten, smooth, and replace. Let's start with add or remove. Notice how the box is green. That means we are adding blocks. You can press Q to make this box smaller, or E to make it larger. Pressing 1 changes the box to red, which means you'll be removing. Let's see what happens when we click on this. Notice it took a big chunk away because we had remove. Now let's see what happens when the box is green. It's going to add a nice big block right there in the color that we've chosen. Next is raise and lower. In here there are a bunch of different shapes you can use. Let's try using dome. Notice that it's green. That means we're going to be raising the terrain. Clicking once does a little bit. Clicking multiple times will raise it up quite a bit. If we click this button over here, that's to lower terrain. Notice how it turned red. That means we're going to be lowering the terrain. There are many different shapes to choose from depending on what kind of hole you'd like to make. The next tool is flatten. You can choose a square or a circle. This is useful when you're trying to build tall buildings or where you need a lot of area that's flat. The next tool is smooth. Let's say there's a hole in the ground that you want to smooth out. This is the tool that you use. Let's see what happens when we click smooth. Now we've completely smoothed out that area. The next tool is replace. We don't want to leave this lava here because it's kind of dangerous, so we're going to replace the lava. First thing we want to do is click replace and then find the material that we want to change it to. Why don't we change it to ice? Click the material, then you're going to press 1 to select the material that you want to replace. Now we're going to click on the lava. Now we're ready to replace the material. When we click here, it will only replace the material that we've selected. So now the lava has become ice. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of designing and building in LEGO Worlds. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the various landscapes in LEGO Worlds and how you can build into them. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode.